Welcome. I am so glad you are here for Entrepreneur to CEO. It's a mindset shift. I want you to think about all the things that you're doing. This is what I see when I talk to business owners all the time. They are doing everything themselves. They play all the different roles. They're doing the marketing and they're doing the sales and they're doing doing the work, and they just have no time for themselves. Well, that's what we want to about today. But first, I just want you to think about this a little bit. I happen to love the water. I grew up near the water and I've sailed my whole life. There's something inherently liberating about sailing, where we get a gust of wind and each shift of the tide, it feels like a conversation with nature. It expresses to me strength and peace and joy and adventure. And when I'm sailing, I feel deeply connected to something bigger than myself. Now you might be saying, Lynn, you're a business coach. Why are you talking about water right now? And that's a good question. But I bring up water because it is a good metaphor for business. Your business is like the boat. You've built your boat. You've shoved it off from shore, and now you're out there and you're sailing. It's wonderful. It's a huge accomplishment. And you're doing great. Maybe you've had a few storms here and there, but you've managed your way through it, and you're sailing. And maybe you even got a bigger boat. And you started out with a dinghy, and now you have a catamaran or even a yacht. So you'll have this bigger boat, and you're still a one-man crew, and you're doing it all yourself. And that is getting harder to do. And when you started, you had a clear direction. You knew where you were going, but now it's not so clear. Things have changed. So you're still heading in that direction, but it might not be the right direction. And there's maybe some new gear on the boat or some new programs you put in place, and you aren't quite sure how they work. You know you need a bigger crew, but you aren't sure if you can afford it or manage it. And then, as your business grows, the waves get bigger, and you have to work even harder to keep the boat afloat. And here's the tough part. The tough part is your family, your friends, your kids, your life. It's all back on shore, waiting for you to get back there. You just can't see how to sail your boat and still have time for your life on shore. And then I come along. Let me be your navigator. Let me help you come up with a new business strategy to take you to the next step, to help you strategize about building your team, building your cash flow, your business growth. And then you are off sailing again. And the best part is that you know how to return to the shore, back to your family, back to your friends, and have time for them too. My name is Lynn Merle, and it's my true mission to have you grow your boat or your business and still have time for your life, the life you want to be living. Now, I talk a lot about strategic planning and processes and how to get there and all of that, but I'd love to tell you a little story about how I developed the strategic planning process that I use. And it became the cornerstone of the work that I do with my business and my clients. I want to tell you a story about my daughter, Cindy. My daughter, Cindy, was in college, and she called me one day and she said, Mom, I've fallen down the stairs and I have a concussion. Can you please come pick me up? And of course, as any good parent would, I said, of course I'll come and pick you up right away. And we brought her home, and the doctors at the time, she had a concussion. She had a severe concussion. We didn't know yet. It was so bad. But the doctors at the time said, she'll be fine in 2 weeks. Maybe it'll take 2 months. Just keep quiet and don't do a lot. So we did that. And after 2 months, she didn't get better. So after 2 months, the doctors started saying, well, it could take 2 months or maybe up to 2 years. And then 2 years went by, and she still wasn't better. She was unable to walk without assistance. She'd bump into walls. She'd fall down. She couldn't really eat because she couldn't keep the food down. It was really scary as a parent, really scary. And the hardest part was that was right when I started my business. I had just started growing the business that I have now. And I thought, how am I going to grow this business and still have time to care for my daughter? Since I had spent a lot of time in strategic planning for different corporations and also a number of not-for-profits, I thought to myself, well, let me see if I can do a strategic plan for a business that would allow me the time to care for my daughter. And that's what I did. I created this strategic planning process that worked for me. And eventually, my clients heard about it. And they said, wow, can you do that for me? They, of course, knew about my daughter. And so that I started doing it with my clients. And they loved it because I was now able to help them create a strategic plan for growing their business and still having time for their life, for whatever was important in their life. So though my journey with Cindy was uncertain, it became a mission for me to help other people. Cindy now is about 8 years after she got the concussion. We started to see her personality come back again. She did go back to college after 10 years, and she recently graduated from college. And through all that time, I was doing strategic planning for my business, to grow my business, and to help my clients grow theirs. So a little about me. I have been a corporate leadership trainer. I've owned several businesses. One of the businesses I started with, we had 5 employees, and it grew to 80 employees. So we've grown very quickly in some of my businesses. I've been a consultant for about 14 years now. I'm also a certified professional business and leadership coach. I'm a skier, a sailor, a golfer, and I travel all the time. And I have 4 children and a very happy marriage of 41 years. And I want you to do the same. I want you to have a business that excites you and that you love to go and you're happy you own. And also have time for your life. So I help 6-figure business owners scale from 1 to 3 million and still have time for their life. So now let's get specific about how you're going to do that. So, when you want to grow your business, you need to start by thinking like the CEO of your business. It's a different way of thinking. It's not any longer, how can I get this done? It's a change to thinking about who can do this for me. It is your daily focus of the work that you're going to do, and the thoughts that you have, and the activities that you actually do. Now, I'm going to say something that's pretty controversial. Are you ready? Here we go. The client does not come first. I know, right? Who would believe that I would say that? But it's really true. Before you start throwing tomatoes at me, let me explain. Of course, serving your clients with excellence is crucial. But it's only one piece of the puzzle. Your business has to be robust and sustainable in order to support your clients. And that means you must always carve out time to work on your business, not just in it. And that's thinking like a CEO, not just an entrepreneur. It's a mindset shift. Now you might wonder exactly what the problem is we're trying to solve with this approach is. Here's the thing. Many business owners, perhaps some of us today, often find ourselves focusing our energy and time in the wrong places. We get so caught up in the day-to-day operations and the client work that we neglect the strategic planning that's essential for long-term success. So why is that important? Well, if we don't spend enough time cultivating new business and planning for the future, our businesses will falter. Even if we're the very best at what we do. Excellence in service is essential, but it's not the only ingredient to success. Let me tell you a little story about Jim. Jim landed very big contracts with medium-sized businesses, each lasting about 6 months to a year. He was so dedicated to fulfilling those contracts and meeting his clients' needs that he told himself he didn't have time to network or seek new business opportunities or meet with other people. Sound familiar? But here's the catch. When his contracts ended, Jim found himself without work for months, scrambling to find another big client. And this feast and famine cycle was stressful and unsustainable. I want to say this. By focusing on strategic planning and the sustainability of our business, we're actually in a better position to serve our clients and meet their needs over the long term. Being strategic and planning for success doesn't mean neglecting your clients. Instead, it means building a strong foundation that ensures that you serve them even better in the future. Because if you go out of business, you can't serve your clients at all, and everyone loses. So here's the second thing. Start with the end in mind. I know you've heard it before, but stop and think second and think. Imagine the lifestyle that you want to have. Can you see it in your mind? Maybe you wake up on an average day, not a day when you're on vacation, but an average work day. You wake up, maybe you get some exercise in the morning and breakfast with your family, and then you go out and meet with some clients. Maybe you have lunch with some clients. Maybe you work with your team and your staff in the afternoon so that they can fulfill the client's needs. And then in the evening, you have time to go out with family or friends, out for dinner or out to do something fun. If you want to build a lifestyle like that, it sounds pretty great, right? It might even be more grandiose for you. It could be that you're working all over the world. Maybe you own a jet and you travel to wherever you want and you still do your business. The thing is, you have to start with what is the lifestyle that I want to be living. So what's the problem with this mindset? It's pretty common for business owners to chase after opportunities. And the ideas come their way, but they only find themselves working endless hours, chasing their tails and never quite living the life they envisioned. They're stuck in that cycle of work, work, work with no time for actual living. When you begin with a clear vision of the lifestyle you desire, your strategic planning takes on a whole new level of focus. You're not just working to keep the lights on, you're working to create a life that excites you. This isn't about sacrificing everything you know in the hopes of someday living the dream life. It's about creating that life today through your business. I really believe that your business is here to support you. You're not on this earth to support your business. It's here to support you to live the life you want to live. Let me introduce you to Alex. When I first met her, she was all in on her business. She was working weekends and holidays, you name it. And what she really wanted, though, was to enjoy her weekends off and holidays. And she even came to me and she said, I just want to go to Thanksgiving dinner without being interrupted by my clients. It seemed impossible at first for her. But it was with some strategic planning, focusing on what she truly wanted her life to look like, she was able to rearrange her business model. We delegated, we automated, and we eliminated some of the unnecessary things. And what do you think the result was? Not only did she start enjoying her weekends off, but her business grew. She took on new clients, she worked more reasonable hours, and she almost doubled her business because she started with the end in mind. And here's the fun part. Once you align your business with the lifestyle you want, you unlock time for the fun stuff in life. Imagine having time for those hobbies you've neglected, the weekends with your family and friends and vacations, just some good old-fashioned downtime. Now it's your turn. What does your ideal day look like? What are you doing? Who are you with? And how is your business in this picture? Answer those couple of questions for yourself for a minute. Okay, from there we're going to work backwards to make your business a vehicle that drives your lifestyle, not away from it. I want you to create a business that not only thrives, but also gives you the life you've always dreamed of. Doesn't that sound amazing? Have you ever found yourself so buried in work that you're trying to catch every idea like it's a golden ticket? It's like a buffet of too many options. There's so many things you should and want to do. You end up piling things on your plate only to realize you can't possibly do it all. This is where the magic of having a strategic plan comes in place. It's so common and yet so simple. Most business owners, maybe even some of you here, get stuck in the whirlwind of building a business. There's an excitement to implement every idea that pops up and chase after it, the latest trend, hoping it's the shortcut to success. The result, we find ourselves doing a bit of everything, but not really accomplishing anything. We run out of time, we run out of resources, sometimes even motivation, because we're not focused on the right things. Imagine pouring your time, energy, and money into something that doesn't quite fit into your big picture. It's not about the financial cost. It's about the cost to your personal life, your time with your family and friends, and overall well-being. Every minute you spend chasing something that doesn't align with your core goals is a minute lost with what truly matters. Let me give you a real-life example. I've met plenty of business owners excited about launching an online course. They pour their hearts and souls into creating it, only to realize they've skipped a few crucial steps. They have a tiny audience, no budget for advertising, and soon their brilliant course is gathering dust because it's outdated. It's a classic case of putting the cart before the horse. They needed to build that audience first and then grow their course. Having a strategic plan is like having a map in a treasure hunt. It tells you where to go next. It saves you from wandering aimlessly. And this kind of clarity not only saves you time, but it keeps you energized and motivated. When you build all those courses and nobody's there to take them, it's demotivating. It's depressing. But when you do it in the right order, it gets exciting. Your strategic plan begins by asking yourself, what is the lifestyle that I want to be living? And then, what does the business need to look like to support that lifestyle? Then you build your plan to achieve that business. I just want to pull up the next slide here. There we go. And guess what? When you're not wasting time on detours and you suddenly find you have more time for the people and the activities you love, that's the real treasure. So I love hats, and I started our talk by saying that many of you actually have something I don't love, which is a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat. That's what some of you are doing. You're wearing multiple hats and you're wearing them all at the same time. You're running the business, but you're also the director of marketing, the sales team, the janitor, the service department, the graphic designer, the videographer. The list goes on and on. Here's the secret. Just because you can do everything doesn't mean that you should. Many of us are stuck doing tasks that honestly someone else could be doing for $20 an hour. Every moment you spend on those $20 an hour tasks is a moment that you're not doing the $500 an hour tasks or the $1,000 an hour jobs of strategizing, networking, developing new products and services, meeting prospects, activities that significantly add to the value of your business. Imagine you're spending 10 hours a week just on emails and phone calls and maybe some of the paperwork things. That's 10 hours you did not spend growing your business. But then, if you delegate those 10 hours of tasks to someone else, suddenly you have 8 hours to focus on prospecting calls, networking, high-value tasks, plus an additional 2 hours to onboard and support a new client. Sounds like a dream, right? Imagine that if you had 10 more hours a week. Just try this and watch your business grow because you've got the right people supporting you. It's incredibly rewarding. It's like watching a plant you've nurtured finally bloom. You're no longer bogged down by the minutiae. Instead, you're doing more of the work that you love and the reason you started your journey in the first place. Now, developing a team isn't just about getting help. It's about multiplying your capabilities and seeing your business evolve in ways that you couldn't achieve on your own. It's about leveraging other people's strengths to cover your weaknesses. The whole operation runs smoother and grows faster. Now, let's be honest. There's immense joy in seeing people come together, each contributing their unique skills and to help you elevate what you've started. So how do you do it? Start by tracking the things that you do during the week and identify the value of those things. So if it's something that you could hire someone else to do for $20 an hour, put it in the $20 an hour category. Those are things like answering the phones, social media, sorting and answering emails, sending out invoices. Consider hiring someone, even a part-time person, to help you get those things done while you focus on the activities that will bring you business. You'll be surprised at how much time you're spending doing those little things that really could be done by someone else. It's not about just building a business, but a community, a family, all working towards a common goal. I want you to really think about this. A lot of business owners have challenges with this, but think about where you want your business to be a year from now, 5 years from now. Consider how much more you could achieve with a few more hands on deck. Trust me, it's one of the most liberating decisions you can make for yourself and for your business. So here's a statistic for you. Are you ready? The average person spends 15 hours planning a 1-week vacation. But it's really sad. Most business owners I meet don't spend even half of that time planning for the success of their business. And that business is what's paying for the vacation, if they have a vacation at all. And that's not what I want for my clients. That's why I'm passionate about helping business owners grow their business so that they can have time for their life. I want you to be able to choose to do something fun with your family or friends and not worry about the business while you're away. Like my client Keith. He spent a year developing the team, processes so that his business could run without him. And he was able to take a 1-month vacation to Bali with his family. Amazing. So where are you on this journey of business growth and time for your life? I want to invite you to take my free Entrepreneur to CEO assessment. It's designed to help you assess where you are and what you need to put in place to have a business that can run when you're not there. To access the assessment, click on the link, and it will take you directly to the assessment. Once you know the things you need to work on, you'll be able to make the move from entrepreneur to CEO of your business. And while I can't talk to each of you individually, I can offer the first 10 of you who take the assessment a free business acceleration call with me, where we'll lay out your next steps for scaling your business and help you get started on your strategic plan. Click the link and go directly to the assessment, and you'll get the results in the mail so we can take action right away. As we navigate through the intricacies of our professional and personal lives, I want to share a quote with you from Joel Bonker. Action without vision just passes the time, but vision with action can change the world. That quote encapsulates the essence of our discussion today. It's a reminder that our efforts, our hustle, our endless to-do lists, they need to be fueled by a vision and a purpose, and without it, we're merely passing time. But with it, we possess the power to change not only our world, but also have an impact on a larger scale. I want everyone to make a commitment, not just to get caught up in the action for action's sake, but to align your actions with your vision, to grow your business, and also grow yourselves as individuals. It's time to take what truly matters, to cherish our loved ones, and lead the lives we're proud of. Thank you for letting me speak to you today, and have a wonderful day.